Hey everyone, number one Marmaduke fan here, and this is a bit of an impromptu video because I'm interested in something happening on Twitter, and I kind of want to give my perspective to people who are using a particular hashtag. So I'm going to use the hashtag AnimeGate with this video because I want people who are using the hashtag AnimeGate to see this. And kind of the whole point of this video is I want to give you an argument for why I, as someone who sympathizes with you, and what you're doing. Here's why I do not think it's a good idea for you to use the AnimeGate hashtag, shut up phone. So let me give you a little background on myself. So I wasn't really involved in Gamergate in any significant way. I think I found out about it when it started to hit like the mainstream news sites like Breitbart. And then I would comment about it a little bit on Twitter, and I would talk about it in YouTube comment sections of some of the like OG Gamergate YouTubers. And I always thought it was like a bit of a weird hashtag. It was a little hard to understand what was going on. But what the Gamergate hashtag did for me is it kind of showed how far politics had crept into games journalism and how games journalism had essentially become an extension of the cultural left. Then Comicsgate eventually trended in relation to comics controversies. Now, people were using the hashtag Comicsgate for a while before it actually started trending. I think some people really wanted a Comicsgate because they were looking back on Gamergate and they wanted a fight like that in the world of Western comics. And my very first video on the topic of Comicsgate was similar to this one because my message to Comicsgate was I strongly urged them to think about using a different hashtag. I actually suggested use hashtag comics. And here is why. When you use a hashtag, you are communicating to third parties something about yourself. You think of it as a bumper sticker, right? And the thing about dumb bumper stickers, people who slap like 30 bumper stickers on their car, people think they're idiots. But hashtags are a little bit different than that. They're similar in that you are dumbing down your idea into one simple phrase and putting that out there. But what's better about hashtags than bumper stickers is you can use one for a while and then discard it and move on. It's not like you have to, when you put a bumper sticker on your car, you kind of have to commit to it, right? Those things don't come off that easily. Maybe you can try to pull out the scraper and scratch it off and wreck the bumper of your car. But hashtags, whatever. Move on to the next one. So I think the people who are using the hashtag AnimeGate would like to see a fight in the anime community. They want to see social justice kicked out of anime. They want to see Funimation stop changing Japanese translations when they localize them in English. A lot of people using it are using it in connection to the controversy over Vic Mignogna. And I'm not going to talk about that controversy until I've done a deep search on what the accusations against Vic are, whether there's any evidence for them. But the reason this is blowing up is that Vic is a really significant voice actor in the community. He has a really passionate fan base and following, and he's essentially been blackballed out of the anime industry. And I haven't been able to find any substantive evidence posted online yet. There's been lots of accusations, there's been lots of insinuations, but I personally have not seen the substantive evidence yet. I think it would be dumb for you to use the hashtag AnimeGate to describe you being upset over a voice actor you like being blackballed out of the industry, because that's confusing. People are going to say, oh, AnimeGate? Are you Gamergate? Comicsgate? What are you? Are you a harassment campaign? Nobody knows what gate means. The whole reason that Gamergate as a hashtag existed in the first place is an actor kind of jokingly tweeted it out, and because he was a big A-list actor, people shared that, and they kind of liked the sound of it, and they were using that to describe the scandal of bad video games journalism, of doing favors, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, between game developers and game journalists. So the whole point of Gamergate in the first place was it was supposed to describe something bad in the games industry. But then it transformed into a description of the people talking about problems in the games industry. And once that happened, it was kind of like kaput, because then people could play the guilt by association game. Oh, you use the hashtag Gamergate, well, look at this awful troll. Look at this racist using this hashtag. You are morally responsible to police them. And that's pointless because it's endless. You cannot possibly police the behavior of everyone on the internet and everyone who uses a hashtag. It is an attempt by badly intentioned people to trick you into wasting your time or having a fruitless argument or trying to bait you into saying something they can use against you. So pretty much anything you think you can accomplish by using the hashtag AnimeGate, I don't think you're going to be able to accomplish because it's just going to distract people. It's going to confuse people. Nobody's going to know what you mean by that. Here, so I'm not telling you to just like shut up and not talk about anime or politics or issues you care about. Here is my advice from having been partially commenting on Gamergate a little bit and being pretty significantly involved in Comicsgate really from the beginning. Instead, what you should do is you should really try to focus on what is it you actually want. Because since AnimeGate doesn't tell me what you want, think about what you want. Do you want better localization in anime? Do you want to defend Vic Mignogna? Do you want weird social justice, academic, intersectional theory kept out of your anime hobby? Okay, then focus on that one thing. Make that your focus. Don't even worry about a hashtag yet. Now, if something big crops up, like Vic Mignogna being attacked, and if you look at the evidence and you decide, well, maybe you think he's innocent, or maybe you think there's still insufficient evidence to declare him guilty, I don't know. But use a hashtag that describes what specifically you're trying to do. And so for the Vic Mignogna controversy, defenders of Vic Mignogna have I stand with Vic. That's a great hashtag. It tells me exactly what they think. It tells me what they're trying to accomplish. It's not as confusing as AnimeGate for describing what they're trying to do, right? Don't try to hijack the controversy about Vic Mignogna to start a culture war over anime, because for every one of these culture wars, the gate people, the people on Twitter trying to push back against the mainstream media and the institutions and the powers that be, they lose because they don't have much of a voice, and Twitter and YouTube becomes their voice, and they fall for the trap that getting a popular hashtag means they're winning the culture war. It means that they're saving their hobby from these external forces. What I think you should do is focus on one thing that is really important to you, that you care about. Research it, get your facts together, get your arguments together, respectfully bring that to people who will listen to you, mute and ignore bad actors who just want to bait you into a bad dialogue, and hone in on the thing that is attacking your hobby. So in my opinion, what is attacking your hobby is a kind of tiny but overly influential group of academics who teach their bizarre theory of the world in college courses across the United States, which is why this is mostly a United States phenomenon. Japan seems to be somewhat insulated from this, maybe because they just don't care that much about American universities, but Japan has kind of made it clear that they are perfectly okay making salacious and fun and entertaining fantasy stories that don't appeal to feminists, that don't appeal to hardcore advocates of social justice. Japan's manga and anime industry is in the business of making money. And if you enjoy these cultural products of Japan, you probably don't want to see a bunch of like weird, 21st century, my body, my choice, weird feminist period blood art politics stuffed into the fun thing that you like. So what I would encourage you to do is do some reading. Do some reading on social justice. Do some reading on the Frankfurt School. Have a look at some avant-garde feminist art theory. Get a feel for where these ideas are coming from and why they might be affecting your hobby. And then talk about it. Talk about it forcefully. Talk about it truthfully. Talk about it with citations and being able to point people to where you're getting your information. And you might be able to have a positive effect. You might be able to persuade some people who haven't become like diehard ideologues. But whatever you do, don't think that you need hashtag AnimeGate for what you say to matter, or don't assume that a hashtag is a weapon. All a hashtag is a way of dumbing down to a few words what you want to do and what you'd like to see. because AnimeGate doesn't tell anyone what you'd like to do or what you'd like to see, I think it's subject to the exact same failures, effectively, that affected Gamergate and Comicsgate. That they started out with like lots of optimism, lots of hope to improve the industry. Maybe you could point to some minor successes that both of these hashtags have accomplished. There's still some really passionate, good people who will occasionally use these hashtags, or at least occasionally discuss these hashtags. But as a strategy, I don't think that a Gate hashtag accomplishes anything. At least it doesn't accomplish what you want it to accomplish. So I'll keep following the anime industry. I will not use the hashtag AnimeGate, to be consistent with what I've said in this video. This will be my first, last, and only video or post using the hashtag AnimeGate. But I will be paying attention to the Funimation controversy over firing Vic Mignogna. I will be paying attention to the ongoing controversy of localization altering the Japanese, seemingly to push some kind of political agenda or gender politics agenda. I'll be paying attention to these things, and I've always been a casual anime fan, not a super diehard anime fan, but I don't like it when this stuff creeps into kind of like fun hobbies that people just want to enjoy and be entertained by, and have a little escapism into a fun fantasy world. So take it easy. Don't let anyone bait you into doing something dumb, and pay attention and fight for the truth. With that, I'm number one Marmaduke fan. I love you guys, and I will catch you later.